Rugby now, and the Sharks have handed Springbok wing Aphiwe Dyantyi a rugby lifeline, having revealed yesterday that they had signed the former Lion speedster. This after serving a 4-year ban for the use of banned substances. Dyantyi had been the darling of Springbok and World Rugby in 2018 when he made his international debut with scintillating performances against England and New Zealand. The winger is now back, and the big question is whether he will redeem himself at the Shark Tank and reach the same heights by making a return to the Springbok squad in the future. We are joined by former Springboks and Sharks wing Odwa Ndungane to discuss if Dyantyi can take on the rugby world by storm again. A very good morning to you, Odwa. So Dyantyi has been given a lifeline after 4 years in the rugby wilderness. Is this a good signing by the Sharks?
Good morning, Nandi, and good morning to Mzansi. I think time will tell. Definitely, there's no doubting his talent. We've all known what he's done when he was at the top of his career at the Lions. So time will tell. I think they must just give him time. He needs to settle back and get his body used to the game again. But there's no doubt that he will add value to the Sharks.
And how significant is this for his career and also just trying to resuscitate it?
I think it's important. When his career got cut short due to the substance that he took, but he would have been very disappointed, first of all, and there's so much that he would have wanted to do. At the time when the ban came, he had just got a breakthrough player of the year, so there's so many things he would have still wanted to do, playing in the World Cup. Now he's getting a second opportunity at doing that, so it's something that is quite big and something that's quite important, which I'm sure he will want to take full use of.
Now, you mentioned his Breakthrough of the Year award back in 2018. Can he reach the same heights, and can he even become a Springbok again?
I'm sure he can. I definitely think he can. Even though there's a lot of competition at the moment, there's a lot of wingers that have put up their hands in his absence. But he still has a lot of life left on those legs. I think he's only 28, 29. So he definitely can. And the break, the time off would have been good for him mentally, physically. And I think the drive will be even bigger now to get back to where he was and still try and fulfill his full potential.
Okay, let's take a look at his place within the Sharks, Odwa. How difficult will it be for Dyantyi to stake a claim within the team, considering that their star-studded lineup that includes the likes of Springbok wings Makazole Mapimpi and Aphelele Fasi? How difficult is it going to be for him to find a place within the Sharks team and actually play?
It won't be easy, and I think for him, he must not even worry about that. I think, like you mentioned, the Mampimpis, Fasi, Vernakop, or the guys that had the jerseys last season. And we must remember that, it's quite a long season with the Heineken Cup, URC, Currie Cup. There's a lot of competition. So for him, he must just focus on just getting back to his full fitness, get his match fitness up, and then worry about the selection later.
There were very big repercussions for some of the decisions that he made in his career. So what lesson can young rugby players learn from what has happened to Dyantyi?
Well, it's simple. You go against the rules. You take what is not allowed. You get banned from doing what you love. But I think a lot of work should be done by SNC trainers and making sure that all the youngsters, because a lot of times people will come to them and offer them stuff to take. They have to make sure that they ask the right people, they ask their team, and make sure that whatever they put in their bodies is well within the rules.
Would you say, Odwa, that players are actually fully aware of what substances are allowed and what aren't allowed? Do they have the full information, or is it possible that sometimes they could end up taking a substance without even knowing that it's problematic or that it's banned?
It's very possible because I think most players are just naive to certain things, and they just take whatever they get given. So I think it's very important if the players, first of all, they have to educate themselves. I think it's well listed on all the stuff that is on the banned substances. So, and if you're not sure, there's lots of people around where you can ask and get information from, or go on the internet and get information. So it's very important that players do the work on their own as well and educate themselves.
Considering that another Springbok breakthrough wing from 2018, Zbungosi, has also gone through his fair share of problems, is there not then a discussion to be had around assisting young players to deal with the pressures of playing international sport, especially rugby, in a country like South Africa that's well known for its rugby talent?
I definitely think there is space for that. I think unions could possibly work a lot with past players, because they've been there, they've been at that height, and they've experienced all the pressures. Obviously, in this day and age, it's a bit different. There's a lot of outside pressure too with the social media. So youngsters put a lot of expectations, and the South African public also has expectations. So I think there's definitely room for that, where unions and past players can work with the youngsters, where they have to mentor them and just make sure that they help them understand and adjust and be able to handle the expectations and the pressure.
Odwa, my last question to you as we wrap up is just in terms of mental strength and mental psyche. How much is it going to be, how important is it going to be for Aphiwe to focus on that mental psyche in terms of gaining fitness and even finding himself playing within the team again? How important is that mental strength going to be?
I think for him it's everything, Nandi. He's been out of the game for a long time. 4 years, it's a very long time, and his body would have probably not even close to the contact that he is used to at international level. So he has to be, first of all, very patient with himself and not put himself under pressure. And I'm sure he has a very good support system with his family and friends, and is going to one of the top unions where they understand what Aphiwe would be going through, and they will support him. So the mental side will be very important. And like I said, I have no doubt that within a few months after playing, he will be back to his best.